Partnership in community-based health promotion requires the following. First of all, mutual trust is important among all the various players, and openness to share. They do need to open up, their communications, and also support the buy-in of the community, starting from the community leaders. We also do need to have a shared vision and animation between all the various stakeholders. In this case, a shared vision, for the healthcare providers, for the youth, and for the community itself. And what are the benefits of partnership working to easily accessible to a range of skills and competencies, more involvement of the local community, greater economy, training them to be independent, improved coordination of policies, programs, and service delivery. And of course, they do need to have a business and commercial opportunities, and less bureaucratic and regulations, access to data and information. Lots of data, are actually acquired, and sharing of such information is important with the community, giving back to the community and to the youth, and opportunities for innovation and learning, and broadening the scope of influence to include other services and activities. Now, what are some of the barriers that are involved here, from the academia and from the community perspective? From the academia, it's the work demand, the short duration, and getting the team to work together. One of the things that we face is, among different disciplines as well, to come to terms to what we hope to achieve, and communicating with the team and maintaining the motivation, as this is a 2 years project. So I think one's motivation is important to keep the project going. As far as finance is concerned, funding is concerned, it is not enough to keep up with the demands. Using grants in terms of, for our procedures, we do have limited grants, and we do to figure out, what are the basic things that we need to do first, and setting up priorities so that the grants are put, at the right place. And of course, to ensure returns for funders. And as far as the community is concerned, they set their own time, and it is a very sensitive topic. And of course, if you have a discussion, via our discussion with the community, they have different priorities, and we do have a language barrier, where most of the people in this community are actually of a very specific race, ethnic group, and therefore running such programs do need to cater to the language that they're competent in. And also there's a matchmaking between algorithms in the academia and community settings, because sometimes we do need to suit, and both parties, the academia and community, needs to come to an agreed time or period where, all these workshops can be run. And as far as funding is concerned, lack of incentive for those involved. And because to keep this whole program going, some form of incentive is certainly warranted. And all these barriers, can affect us in achieving the success of the program. So a partnership is likely to be ineffective if partners do not share the same values and interests. This is by Brent's letter, with his colleagues in the year 2006. A lack of vision and shared commitment, inequalities in partners' resources and expertise in determining decision making, and of course the lack of time, depending on all the various stakeholders coming together and working on the activities. And sometimes one partner have all the powers to decide and implement, so imbalance of power needs to be dealt with. And of course, the competition as well between individuals and organizations, or within and between professional networks of very dominant groups. And partners are not chosen carefully, so this can be a disaster, to the success of any partnership or programs. And different channels of accountability and communication as well. And so these are some of the pitfalls that we do need to avoid if we were to see any success in any effective partnership. So these are some of the strategies. Just to cite one of them, it's from academia. So we do need to accept that this is a long process, and the sustainability is equally important to make sure that the program is ongoing, and to nurture partnership in all the phases of the study, and sharing of all the findings and knowledge with other stakeholders, with the community. So taking the community's priorities into account to increase further engagement with them, and being a regular presence in the community to show that you're actually working closely together with them. And of course, I think one needs to be very flexible in terms of implementing the activities in the program. The issue of finance as well, and partners need resources that they can actually control, so as the program goes smoothly, and resources are to be shared, and findings and outcomes are then incentivized. And so at the end of the day, how do we conclude from this whole community and academia partnership here? And in terms of the whole partnership capacity building, it's that developing an intersectoral response to health issues, it calls for a shift from functioning of the parts to functioning of the whole. So one needs to see the whole rather than individual parts, because it is all these parts that you put together that you can then achieve the whole. Therefore, partnership between sectors, involving the communities, are essential for tackling the complex determinants of health and ill health. And successful partnership requires good leadership, a shared vision, clarity about the roles and responsibility, and good communication, trust, and respect. And of course, development of partnership is facilitated by having an appropriate infrastructure and the competencies required to work collaboratively. And of course, investment in health is an example of a partnership approach that recognizes the link between economic development and health. So just to share with you the program that we have done here. So this is a chapter that has been published and has been presented here at the International Conference on Knowledge Transfer. And of course, due recognition is given to all my colleagues here, both from the universities, another universities, the healthcare clinic, the NGOs. Thank you so much for your attention.